The South African government has raised concerns over a possible second wave of COVID-19 infections. This is as President Cyril Ramaphosa moved the country to lockdown level alert 2 and also unbanned liquor and alcohol sales in the country, and tobacco sales, that is, in the country. By Wednesday, South Africans were seen gathering for parties with no social distancing or mask-wearing protocol. Well, Arise correspondent in South Africa, MXOLISI Masango, joins us now for more on this story. MXOLISI, many thanks for joining us on Newsday today. Great to see you. South Africa is slowly flattening the COVID-19 curve, or your country is slowly flattening the curves. But what are the numbers that we're looking at now, MXOLISI?
Well, right now, as we're having this conversation, there's about 596 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country, with recoveries sitting at 491,000 and sadly deaths now at 12,423, which means there's about 159 increase in the past 24-hour cycle. Now, government has said since the first day of lockdown level 2, the risk adjustment level lockdown 2, we've seen about 2,258 new infections of COVID-19. However, they say there is a silver lining in all of this, seeing that South Africa is moving away from the peak of COVID-19, with the latest numbers showing a growing recovery rate here in the country, which is now at 82.4% of total cases. Now, in some provinces, the recovery rate is at about 90%. Now, the health ministry has also further went on to say, sadly, the country is fast approaching the 600,000 infections mark. And they said that this number is not really reflective of all the tests that have been conducted over the past 24 hours, and continued to urge South Africans to observe, the protocol, such as your mask wearing and your social distancing in the country. That remains to be seen how that's going to be happening, over the next few days, as government announced level lockdown 2, where we've seen South Africans gathering in some instances. So government said that the next few days are the most critical, seeing that South Africa has slowly managed to flatten the curve of COVID-19 infections in the country.
All right, and MXOLISI, let's expand the discussion on South Africa being on level 2 and then certain aspects of the economy slowly recovering. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely, Dee. We've seen how some of government star attractions, such as the tourism industry, is slowly starting to pick up right now. I mean, the tourism sector itself was brought to its knees by the COVID-19 hard lockdown, which we saw happening from March 25 here in the country. Now, the tourism minister yesterday, Mameloko Ngubane, has come out to say that, they're expecting to see South Africans over the next few weeks, try and regain momentum in terms of ensuring that we have more South Africans going out to tourist destinations, still observing safety protocol. Now, this is also at a time where the likes of the tourism department as well, they're trying to scrape around, those cents where they can get them, where accommodation facilities in the country are also starting to gain momentum. As we have in this conversation right now, indeed, I have been reliably told that members such as the Protea Group have managed to secure over 80% of bookings in terms of accommodation. That clearly means that South Africans are starting to slowly, start to head to their tourism destinations right now, where we've seen over the past few weeks, South Africans had already started, heading over to tourist destinations such as the Western Cape as well, which was the hardest hit. So clearly over the next few days, we will be seeing how the sectors such as the tourism sector will be picking up. We've seen how the fight that was put up by the tobacco industry against, the ban of tobacco sales, which has subsequently been lifted by the president with the liquor sales here in the country. And of course, we've heard how President Cyril Ramaphosa has went on to urge these sectors to say that if they're going to ensure that their relationship is going to be symbiotic, the relationship is going to be working for the greater benefit of South Africans, we have urging members and consumers to stick to lockdown regulations, as well as that South Africans are safe throughout this period of lockdown level 2. failing which they're saying that South Africans, will have to go back to a greater and higher risk level, such as level 5, which would be a hard lockdown. And that's not what the presidency wants right now, because that would mean the economy would suffer once again, which is slowly starting to gain momentum.
All right, Policy. We'll still be monitoring the situations, but with that mentioned, there are concerns that there might be a second wave of infections there. Why is this so?
Absolutely. The health minister, Zweli Mkhize, has come out to say that he's made a few observations since South Africans were taken to lockdown level 4. I mean, that picture, a grim picture that was painted by that 2,258 new infections since the announcement of the new risk-adjusted level lockdown 2. He said it was very concerning. I mean, there was also that disturbing picture of that video where we saw some South Africans gathering at some nearby tavern in Shebeen, where is a place where they buy meat and buy liquor. We saw South Africans gathering there, without their masks. And South Africans who have also been known, to make light of any situation, have been urged by the President of the Republic, as well as the health ministry here in the country, to say that the law will be taking its course right now if South Africans are found not to be adhering to the risk-adjusted lockdown level 2, which is why the Tourism Department has also come out to say that in the new lockdown level 2 risk-adjusted system, nightclubs will not be allowed to open, which means that South Africans would still have to be, strictly adhering to the new regulations of the lockdown here in the country, because the health ministry is now fearing that there might be the second wave of infections if South Africans continue in the form that they have been continuing over the past 24 hours, when we've seen the introduction of the new risk-adjusted lockdown level 2.
Certainly, Polisi, a very worrying situation indeed, and we do hope that what we've seen in the past 24 hours does not continue in South Africa. Many thanks for the updates on the hour. Do have a productive day.